Right, I thought it was about time I did a bit of a plant update for you. A few of you have been asking, and well, to be honest, A, I haven't had time, and B, the plants haven't been doing particularly well this year, but they're kind of bouncing back a bit now. I had some problems earlier in the year with whitefly, and set me back by quite a few weeks really. In case you're wondering, there's a couple of tomato plants in here. They've kind of almost had it now, so they're going to be moving out soon. Give the chilies a bit more room. What have we got here? We've got an overwintered Naga, and as of yet to put out any pods. Loads and loads of flowers on there. Still waiting for the first pods to set. In fact, yeah, there are some pods starting on here now, so hopefully I'll have some Naga pods soon. This is overwintered yellow scorpion CARDI, and as you can see, a few pods on here. Only kind of premature pods at the moment. But it is now starting to pod up, and still a bit of a dwarf plant, but decent chunky stem on it. This is the Overwintered Monkeyface. This one is doing alright. There's quite a few pods on here hanging around, and oh, in fact, yeah, there's a few more back there. So yeah, this one's not doing too badly now, and definitely overwintering is the way to go if you can get them to survive the horrible UK winter, and you do get a bit of a head start. This one again was overwintered Monkeyface, and as you can see, a few pods on there dotted around. That one definitely needs picking. Monkeyface don't last too long on the plant. You can see here a bit of a wrinkled pod, so yeah, that one's kind of had it. If I pick that off and stick it in the dehydrator now, that'll be fine. Brainstrain going in the back there. That one's really just a decent trunk and nothing else, but it is now starting to kind of branch out. A couple of little baby pods on there. This is the Peruvian Purple. Pretty little plant. Now starting to put out a few pods here and there, but like I said, very, very pretty when it's grown. Nice purple flowers, and yeah, no ripe ones yet. This is well, this is like a Sante Grande, but it's a cross. I don't really know what it's crossed with, but it's kind of got all these immature little pods on it, but it's now starting to put out some longer pods. They're quite tasty, quite nice. This is true Sante Grande here. As you can see, the colour difference between the darker green and the light milky green of the Sante Fe, and yeah, awesome plant. This produces all sorts of different shades of orange and yellow and red, and yeah, it's kind of starting to branch up at the back now as well. So yeah, that's an awesome plant. This is the overwintered, I think what this is actually. Oh, the Rocoto brown. This is no pods on it yet. A few flowers now starting, and yeah, I would have thought there'd be some pods on it by now because the plant is actually getting quite big. And what have we got here? Oh, this is a Mesilla, taken from seeds from some Mesilla pods that I tested last year. These will end up being pretty big chilies. You'll see some over in the conservatory. They're getting quite big now. What's this? Oh, we got a very unhealthy Jay's Peach and Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion. Again, I got a couple more plants which are doing a bit better over in the conservatory. We got some more Sante Fe Grandes in the back, I believe. These, and some Zimbabwe bird peppers back here. They're kind of now starting to shoot away, doing alright. Turbo Pube plant's doing nicely, but again, very little flowering, and certainly no pods yet. So that's that. This is another one of my Monkeyface. This is a little bonsai version, but as you can see, still puts out quite a nice few pods for a plant that big. I also do a little bonsai pyramid, which is now starting to pod up. This is my overwintered pyramid from last year. This is doing alright. In fact, I think, although I don't really like the taste of these chilies, that's an ornamental variety. They're absolutely awesome, really nice. You kind of go through all these different shades of green and purple and orange, yellow, and you know, more purple ones, and yeah, eventually going to red. So that's awesome. This is my crossed Jamaican, hot Jamaican, and yeah, this is from the seeds from the pod which Volker originally sent me a couple of years ago, and it had obviously crossed with something, and yeah, I just kind of overwintered this one because the pods were quite nice. Last year the pods ended up a lot bigger than this, almost like mini bell peppers, but yeah, it's getting there now. Hopefully there'll be a few more to come on that one. And this here is the Joe's Long, and if you can have a look dotted around, there is quite a few pods on this one. They grow all kind of gnarled up and twisted and grow all over the place really. There's a couple of decent, you know, decent sized pods on that. That's from the tip of my finger down past my watch strap, so that's a pretty decent length pod. And lastly in here, this is the Savannah 7 pot. Yeah, again, not doing hugely well, but we are now starting to see some pods appearing, so it'll be a little while, but I should have some pods off that soon. So yeah, that's really the greenhouse out here. I'll pop into the conservatory and carry on the video there. See you in a minute. Right, I'm in the conservatory now, and yeah, plants out here. Again, struggled a bit earlier in the year, but they're kind of coming through and starting to take off a bit now. This is Peppadew. Nice little pods actually, and quite a good producer this plant. Quite a few pods on there now, starting to ripen. Good for pickling, and yeah, fairly mild but quite tasty. This is Sante Grande again. This is for a first year plant. This is doing really well. It's absolutely loaded with pods and they look awesome. Beautiful colours, starting to ripen now from the bottom up, and yeah, this one's doing really well. And beside it, this is a turbo pube, so nice purple flowers, little bullet shaped pods which then get a bit bigger, and yeah, eventually they ripen to a orangey sort of colour. Got a bit of an apricot taste to me, these. Decent kind of medium burn, and yeah, one of my favourites actually. Nice, the turbo pube. This is Monkeyface again. This is a first year plant, so you can see the stem isn't quite so beefy as the overwintered ones out in the greenhouse, and yeah, it's putting out some fairly decent sized pods. One there almost showing the kind of true monkeyface characteristic with the eyes, nose, mouth, yeah, and use your imagination obviously, and a few more little pods out there, but yeah, only now really starting to pod out properly. This is the third year Moruga, a bit slow this year because I was a bit late in doing the pot on, and it kind of put it back a bit, but you can see it's got a pretty decent size trunk on it now, and yeah, putting out some nice Morugas, and they're now actually producing Morugas with tails, which is quite cool. So yeah, that's the third year Moruga. I think there are some riper pods on there, yeah. So there we go. So that's that one. This one in the corner is the Mesilla. Mesilla is pretty cool. Produces quite decent sort of size pods, and yeah, I grew this from seeds from a pod I got from the South Devon Chilli farm, and yeah, I thought it was really tasty, hot, bigger pod, and yeah, they're kind of producing, well, identical pods to what I got from the South Devon Chilli farm, so I'm quite pleased with the Mesilla. This is a HP22B Carolina Reaper, no pods, some pretty decent sized leaves on them, but again, no pods for a minute. Now starting to bud, a few flowers, but these super hots a little way behind. Again, this is a Borg 9, one of John's crosses, and as you can see, a bit unhealthy. We've been having a few problems with these, but they are now starting to produce flowers, so I might have some pods off that one soon. This is the Jay's Peach. No, this is the Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion. Again, serious issues with this plant, and still ongoing issues. These are all kind of, well, really dead bud sites down here. Just now starting to produce the first little pods up here, but as you can see, really looking a bit unhealthy up here. This is the Peach Ghost Scorpion. Again, I've been having problems with this one, but it seems to be bouncing back better than the red. We're now starting to get some pods on here, and yeah, they're definitely looking like what they should do, which is the slightly gnarly kind of butt shape, but with decent points on the tails. Little first pod there, not looking quite so true to type, but yeah, looking pretty good. And this is the purple jalapeno, which definitely, as you can see from the pods, definitely I thought it was growing perfectly true to type. Nice purple jalapeno pods, waiting for them to turn red like they normally do, and they've turned bright orange. And by the way, this one's going soft, it ain't going to go red, that's kind of its final colour. So yeah, a bit of an unusual one. Not seen a purple jalapeno that turns orange rather than red. If anyone else has, then please let me know in the comments. So that's that one. And then lastly, this is the ahi panca. Again, I've had problems with this plant earlier in its growth. It wasn't doing very well at all, but it started to pick up now. And yeah, we've actually got some ahi panca pods. So yeah, that's really it for the grow this year. Not as many plants as last year, and yeah, hopefully should start to get a decent crop of pods soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little plant update, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers!